I think we want to start this session with a little stretching exercise. So if I could have you all raise your arm, please. Very, very good. Good so far. Good work. No. Still keep it up. Keep it up. And now I want you to lower your arm if you haven't been working in our portal. So keep the arm raised if you've been working as a user in our portal. As a user, well, or developer, but yeah. All right, cool. What's that? Like half, maybe 50-50?
Yeah.
And now I want you to keep your arm if you've been developing the portal, like creating portlets, developing the portal. I have. All right, almost half. Okay. All right. Interesting. Thank you. So good. I think it's called for that we show how you guys create a portal, right? I think that's a good exercise for today.
Yes.
And I don't know if you saw it before, but we had 30 seconds, so we whipped up some slides about forum and ideas and stuff like that. So I think you'll be happy.
Yeah, just for you, Joachim.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so what is the Flow portal? It's a client, just like all the other Flow clients. We have the web client, we have the mobile client, and we have the Flow portal. And the difference, or the usage differences, is that the web client and the mobile clients are more suitable for sequential workflows. For example, when you work in a warehouse and you scan arrivals, you have work orders and you're off-site and you have to perform certain maintenance tasks, then the mobile clients are excellent. But when you're sitting in an office and you have a dashboard, then the portal is a lot better. And the portal is not only a dashboard, it's an interactive dashboard, which is really important to know. And it's based on exactly the same workflows and backend as the other clients. The data is shown in pages on portlets. So there is a second design phase of the portal. So you create the workflows or your data sources in the studio or the hub, depending on which product you're in. And then you design the pages and the portlets in the portal designer. And we hope to show you that the portal is great for many things. So both Axel and Lukas have shown some examples of it. But when we spoke about this presentation, we keep saying that it's good enough for many other things.
Yes, we sat and talked about it over lunch, actually, that it might sound a little bit compromising, saying, yeah, our portal is good enough, you know. But it's really good. I mean, good enough could be the perfect solution because you don't need another vendor. You already have the product. You don't need to have new educations and stuff like that. So good enough. When we say that, we really say it in a good way. We want to emphasize that it could be a good thing, even if it might sound a little bit, I don't know, good enough. I think it's good enough. You guys are all here because you are trying to solve problems in your organization. Sometimes with a digital platform, which is what we can bring to the table. There are many, of course, different challenges out there. One could be, where is that latest thing? Yeah. One could be where you need to go to a hybrid model of, you know, after COVID, you could work 2 times from home, 2 days a week from home and be in the office the rest. Countless of different challenges, right? One of them, very like a normal, typical challenge, is 2 companies needs to see the same data. Could be a customer and a supplier portal. That is what we're going to build today for that reason.
So we created a spec. Again, Axel did show a supply portal. We decided to create a customer portal. And when discussing the requirements, we decided what is it that the company and the customer want to see. They want to be able to see order line, order statuses. They want to be able to see certain documents like invoices and user manuals. They also want to be able to change things on the order. In our example here, we're going to change the delivery address. They might want to see some financial data or old data, and they also want to be able to find contact information and update contact information when required.
Is this something that could feel familiar to you guys? That a supplier portal would have these features?
Okay, so how do we go about doing this? As I said, you create all the data sources first in either the studio or the hub. this example is going to be in Flow Connect. So this is a application package called Customer Portal Package, in which I have created some data sources that we're now going to use in the portal itself. And phew, now we're really going to tempt the demigods because we're going to do this live. If I can see.
What do you want? You want the portal?
I want the portal, please.
Voila.
Okay, so I am the designer. Ola is the stakeholder.
I'm a curious customer here. I want to see what she can conjure from this. So, Malin, when you have the time, could you show me, please, how to add a new page?
A leading question. I click Add New, and then I add a page. And in page here, I say I want to create a custom.
And while she does that, is it confusing with Connect, Classic? In Portal, we even have Portal 1, Portal 2, Portal Connect. If that is all confusing, it's for us as well. So don't sweat it. But they look the same. So we could have built this in Portal 2 or even Portal 1, actually. It looks fairly similar. The differences are more when it comes to role and behaviors to sign in and stuff like that. So this could be applied to Portal 2 as well, if that feels closer to home.
And as Kevin and Christian showed in the previous session, we changed some of the UX, but in reality, it's very, very similar to Portal 2. So let's see. I want to add some portlets in my portal. So let's drag out one for order. And then I have one for order lines. And I also want a KPI card.
Can you arrange them a little bit, Malin? Can you design the canvas here?
I can if I want to. I can move them around. I can make them bigger or smaller any way I want, even now in the unconfigured state. But if I want to configure it, I click the pen to do edits, and I go to data, and I'm just going to do the most simple configuration now. So I fetch my data source, which I have also called order. And in the output variable, this is what's coming from the red ring in my data source. I click execute, and the system is then fetching the columns that I have to add.
But I don't see anything. It's empty.
Then I click preview. Oh. And fingers crossed, I now have data. And as you can see, it's fetched everything, but it's not looking too good, is it?
Nah. Can you improve it?
I can improve it. So I click Manage Columns, and in here I can say that instead of text, I want a decimal value. And instead of text for the dates, I want a date, and those two columns, I don't think they're relevant, so I remove those. I click Preview again, and I do auto-fit of the columns, and now it looks a lot nicer. So
And did you guys see that copy from Portlets? I don't know, you that's been around for a while exactly know that before we had to pretty much set the size for each column. Now we can design them and copy from. It's a feature in Portal 2 as well, but it's great for designing portlets.
So now I've created my first portlet. So let's do the same thing for my order lines. I go to data, I query for lines, and that one. I click execute, and now I know I want to change some data. So I change the quantity to be a number, I change the price, and I change the dates like that. And I preview. And you can see now there is data in here. So I do the same thing with the auto-fit of the columns, I copy it, and I apply. And now I've now created 2 portlets in about 2 minutes.
That's all impressive, but we see all order lines. Is it possible to only see the order lines that are connected to one order?
It is, yeah. If I go to order lines, I can add what's in Portal 2 called a listener. In Connect, it's called events. We discussed this a lot, what it should be called. We confused ourselves, I think, when we spoke about the listeners and receivers and God knows what else. So we decided to change it. And let's see which, this is the one I'm after. I now tell order lines portlets to receive an event from the order portlet. So when I click and I refresh the portlet, then it will send an event from order to order line. So for example, if I click now on ID 11, you can see it filters down to only the ones.
So we built a BI model here a little bit. That's pretty cool.
That was quick. So let's do a KPI card. Similar kind of setup. You have a data source. You click execute to find the items that you want to configure. And then I add a description. I add a value. And I add a unit. And then I preview again. And this is looking a little bit dodgy, so let's make the value a lot bigger. So, yeah. Looking nice?
Very good, very good. Maybe the header, could you remove that, you think?
I can, yeah. There's a header visibility, so I can say that it's visible, visible on hover, or hidden. And for KPI cards for an end user, you don't really need the header at all. So I select hidden and remove that. So if I click on some other portlet, you can see that the header goes away even in development state, but it's still available on hover here for me as a developer.
Ooh.
Shall we create another one?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Do you need to buy another, purchase another one? Or?
No, I could either do new,
purchased?
or in this case where I actually done some configuration with the, I hidden the header, I set the size of the value to be a certain size, I can copy my portlet. So I select copy and it creates a copy container that I can just pull out into my dash or my design area like that. And then I call this one, it's actually going to be KPI 3. And I pick up my data source. I click execute. And in this case, there's only 2 values I want to show. It's the description and also the value. And you can see that the size of the font is now still 36 as it was when I copied. So the UI has already been changed on that KPI card.
All right, nice. Can you tighten it up a little bit? I mean, do they need to be 2 different cards?
No, they don't. If it's KPI cards that belong together, I can put them in what's called a container. So again, I click on the context menu, I do cut, and I cut the other one, and you can see that now it's a cut clipboard down here in the corner. And again, I can drag it out in the design area and just resize it like this. And it's now created a container, so there's a wrapping around those 2 portlets, and I can have this one named, and I can say if the container header is going to be visible or not. And in this case, again, I just want it hidden. I also have the option to have the KPI cards either attached horizontally, vertically, or stacked. If I just do stacked, you can see it's actually creating 2 tabs. So not very suitable for KPI cards, but maybe if you have a lot of tables that you want the end user to access, then stacked is an excellent option to choose. And then I can make this a little bit tidier. Yeah, you can basically drag things around however you want here.
Very nice. Have we created a customer portal? Not really. Can I create orders here? Or am I stuck with this?
You can. I can do that by adding a interaction custom button. So in here, I call this create new order. And I have a workflow or an app prepared that's called create order and order lines. And this app you can run either from a custom button in the portal or web client, mobile client. It's just a normal app that you can run. So I connect that and I click apply, and then we click the button and see what happens. And this opens the web client in execution mode. So you can, those of you who've seen the web client in Connect, you recognize that this is very similar. So this is just a short create order app that we created. So you select a date, you select an address, and I say create order. And in here, I want to order.
And here we see the feature also with images. What is it called again? Image in box thing?
Image in list.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to order 3 of the crop stream, whatever that is. And then I click done. And now if I sort in descending order in my table, click on 1039, you can see there's the order line for crop stream that I just created.
Very nice, very nice. If we are the selling company. But if we are the supplier here?
Yeah, I think we are done with the actual creation, but I think you get the idea. You prepare the data sources, you go create pages, you can have as many pages as you want, and then you just drag out portlets, you design the portlets in any shape or form you want, you can group them, you can have them horizontal stacked or whatever, and they all come up like this. And then, since we knew about this, we prepared something little in advance. So there is actually 3 portal pages prepared here. But since we are now in Connect, I am going to show this in production. I have created those pages, I committed the pages, and I deployed them into multiple environments. So if I am a user that got access to multiple environments, I can change the environment from development to, in this case, I'm going to go into production.
And this is also, we don't have subscription really when it comes to Portal 1 and Portal 2, if you've been working with that. So when you design something in test, it's a bit of a hassle to get it over to production. In Connect, it's going to be different. It's going to be the same way. We just deploy it and push it out to the live environment.
So if you go back to the requirements we had, we wanted a customer portal where you could see orders and you can see order lines. You want to be able to see if there are documents connected, and I happen to know that on 1026 there are 2 documents connected. So I can click on the document, and the document itself is then displayed in the document viewer below. And as an end user, I can expand it, I can look at the document, I can print it, I can download it, and in Connect you can actually do annotations in the PDF also. I haven't set that up here, but it's a feature that we added in Connect. We have a text portlet just to say welcome to the customer, and some more, well, one more KPI card here. And then we have some order information, and as said in the beginning, maybe you want to manipulate the order data. In this example,
I think it's now when I'm supposed to ask that question, right?
Yeah, sorry.
That's how we planned it.
But can we, yeah, please? Question?
No, I did it. I'm sorry, my bad. I did it before.
Okay, sorry.
So
anyway, in here, we will have the delivery addresses. So in this example, the customer, let's say they have 5 different warehouses and they put in an order for the Blue Bonnet Boulevard, but no, this one should go to Oak Valley Road. So then I can click on Oak Valley Road and I can click save, and it saves back to the database. We also mentioned that you want to see some statistics. So we have different types of charts in the portal. And it's bar, line, and column chart that I show here. And as you can see, here's just the total sales. That's actually written wrong. This should be the other way around. This is the quantity. So these are the quantity of AquaBoost products that we bought, Aquafilter and so on. And you can see that Sky Gardener here, I only bought 19 of them, but you can see the value is sky high compared to the others. So that's the really, really expensive part. So charts, very useful to see financial information or try to do some, you can analyze the data basically using different charts. And we also have a portlet here with all the order lines. In this case, I can do some grouping, so I can drag it up in the header here, and you can see that it's now grouped by name. So I can see each order line that is connected to AgriFlow and so on. And last but not least, we also have the contact information. And the top portlet is showing the customer contact information. The bottom one is the company. So in this case, only the top one is editable because the company is editing that in their other system, whatever that happens to be. So we set this table to be editable, and I can go in, double click, I can change it, and I click update, and it's updated.
So now the supplier can interact here and change their contact information.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
So, very quickly, how to build a customer portal.
Right. Back to the slide. I think. Build a portal solution. So that, I mean, we prepared some things given, but we whipped up a portal in, what was it, 10, 15 minutes or something like that. So for the guys, for you in here that haven't tried it, I mean, maybe you feel a little bit tempted to try it out, because probably you already have it in your license. So we would encourage you to do that.
Yeah, and I know I'm partial, but it's really good fun to do it. You can build a lot of stuff, and you can see a lot of stuff, and you can change a lot of stuff.
It is fun,
so,
and,
yeah.
and it's like, you know, there are all these BI systems out there, Click, Power BI, and what have you, Cognos, and everything. But few of them has the availability to write data back or manipulate the data, which we do in conjunction with Flow. So it's pretty cool, actually. I mean, we're proud, right?
Yeah, we are.
So we want to spend a little bit of time in the end to talk about the forums and stuff like that. But I want to briefly mention two other solutions we built. And this was, we showed you in Connect. To be equal, all equal, we want to also show a solution for Portal 2 and one for Portal 1 even. We ran into the exact situation when we moved office. We were starting to use this hybrid model environment workplace where you could work from home if you want a couple of days a week, and you can go into the office for a couple of days. And we were, I mean, in this case, we were waiting for Microsoft. They promised that they would have this kick-ass book your seat reservation, similar to when you book conference rooms in their Outlook client. And we waited, much like when you're waiting for the ERP system to release this module, you know, that's going to take care of your issue. And then we you know, so what do we do? Do we just like put a note and you have to go there? No, we need to digitalize it, of course. But we didn't want to go out and buy a best-of-breed solution. So we tried, we made an effort, and as we discussed over lunch, we created 4 or 5 SQL tables. We used the portal and the flow as user interfaces, and we're done with it. So this is no, I mean, probably there are better seat booking applications out there, I hope at least. But this was good enough for us. And the good thing is it's already free, because we're building it. And I mean, it serves its purpose. So what we did, we have a map. This is our office. If you haven't been yet, you should come up and visit us. We have a view of the entire city. It's pretty cool. And well, so this is a map. We named all the desks. And then we have a scheduler where you see the desk on the y-axis. And then time, obviously. So Paul Phillips came to visit us here. He can book a seat when he's already in the US. He can book a seat and he can move around a little bit. Maybe he sees that, oh, Ola is sitting right next to me. I want to move a little bit, you know. Again, we have some KPI cards. You can see that Tuesday, that was probably yesterday, was pretty packed in the office. And maybe, so sometimes I think that's how it works. You go in and you just see that it seems to be fairly empty. I don't need to book anything. But when you see it, it kind of piles up a little bit. It becomes more important to book a seat. All right, Malin, do you want to talk some?
You can actually do exactly the same thing in the mobile client. So we created an app there also, because we're on the 11th floor, and I think there are quite a few people that realize when they walk into the lift that, oh crap, I forgot to book a seat. So they pull up the mobile, they can have a look, yes, there is a seat, they book it. But as you can see, you lose a dimension when you use the mobile clients for these kind of purposes, because you don't get the same overview. We have the floor plan in there in the pin step, but you need to click in order to get it. If you use the portal, it's sort of everything is there in one screen. So both work, but depending on the purpose, sometimes the portal is simply the better tool to use.
And if you're sitting on a desk and having a PC or Mac in front of you, portal is better, I'd say, in almost all the cases. But then when you're on the mobile, right, it's kind of hard to jack up your PC or trying to fit the portal into a mobile. So the mobile client has a purpose for sure, but the portal is good for desktop applications. All right, where are we? Another solution, I promised you to show some Portal 1 stuff. This is old things, right? We had a customer who are very, very lean-based, and when they had their weekly stand-ups, they wanted to have them with help of a tool so they could see different KPIs, key performance indexes. They could follow different values in the organization. So what they asked for is they wanted to group their KPIs into processes. It goes typically from pre-sales to sales and services, whatever the product's life cycle or what have you, depending on what department you are. They have different boards for this for different departments. So in this example, they are in the process of production upsales, I think it is. And then down here they say they have weekly meetings, so they keep track of their targets. Their targets are the gray cards here for the week, and this is the actual number, the result of the week or last week. And then they group these KPI into processes, and that's where you can see how many are okay, how many are you falling a little bit short on. And that is nothing unique with that either. I mean, any BI tool can do that, but what they are requesting as well is that they want to update their targets more frequently. So if I have a target of 2,000, maybe I say it's too much, I can lower it so the manager can go in and approve that, okay, yeah, let's do it 1,700 instead. And they're working with this Plan, Do, Check, Act. It's a very lean-based company, as I said, which means if I am this part here, my goal, my target is to sell 2,000 of these, and I'm selling 946. They create one of these PDCAs. This is a Kanban portlet, by the way, so it's just a random thing we use for it. And then, according to Lean, I should try to, what is it they call it? I should define my problem and the root cause. I can do a hypothesis how to solve it. And then that thing lingers there until my actual numbers are according to my target. So it just stays there like an itch. And for this, they can't have a read-only BI tool, right? So that's why they used our product, Flow. And this is Portal 1, so it's a little bit long in the tooth maybe, but it's working for them. They're super happy. I try to make them go to Connect. They're like, we're good. So, okay, what's the time? So, back to the portal summary again.
Yeah, it's exactly the same slide as we had in the beginning. Portal, just another client, as Ola said. I think quite a few already got access to it through your licenses. If you have not, please talk to Axel. But it's there to be used, hopefully a little bit more in the future. There is a time and a place for the different clients. So Portal, when you're a desktop user, when you're sitting in an office, or if you're by a stationary desk in a warehouse, for example. If you're doing something that is sequential, scanning, work orders, then the mobile clients and, WebOS, if you run it on the mobile, it's a lot better. As we shown, the portal is using a second design layer. So you create the data sources in one place, you then create your pages and your portlets, and then you configure your design and you move things around in any way you want. So it's fully flexible and great for some things and good enough for others.
Yeah, have we convinced you that good enough is a great thing? Yes. Okay. So, here, voila. Ideas, forum, and training.
Yeah, we actually wanted to take the opportunity, and Joachim, he got there before us. But we want to take the opportunity to remind you all about the ways you can find out what's happening at Novacura and how to communicate with us and also communicate among each other. And ideas is where you enter your feature requests, and sometimes I think you think that it's a black hole that you just chuck things into, but that is not the case. Each product owner is responsible for their own queue, basically. So if you log something on the portal, it will fall to me to answer if this is a feature we're going to do or not. And we also have bi-weekly meetings to go through all the features to decide if it's something that we're going to add to the roadmap or not. And I would say that please enter things here, even if you think that it's really, really stupid or they're going to say no anyway. We might say no, but it's showing us in which direction you want us to take the product. So all suggestions are more than welcome, and don't feel discouraged if we're just saying, no, that won't happen now. That just means that it won't happen within the next year. But if you enter it, then we will remember it, and maybe in 2 years' time, it's a feature that will be added to the product.
And there are all these things like voting and stuff like that. So if you see another idea that is kick-ass, you can vote for it, and it gets a little bit elevated. And as Malin said, they're doing these meetings internally, and it's connected to DevOps, I think. So it's kind of
it is. We create tickets from, or rather, we connect the ideas to tickets in Azure DevOps, and then we create feature stories and develop. So it's all connected in there.
Did that answer some of the ideas questions? No, it's for everything.
It's for everything.
You have for 615, or Classic as we call that track. Classic, Track, and Connect. I think it's when you decide that.
You select which product you want it to be on, and then I'm sorry to say, but I might change it. But sometimes I know things that you want are simply not possible to do in the Classic track, and it's a lot easier for us to add bigger, newer concepts in Connect. So if you add it in Classic, it can be that I close it straight away, but again, I will remember it. It can be that I move it to Connect and we add it in Connect, but then the feature might be there when your company is ready to move to Connect.
And there are a lot of things trickling down. So we haven't stopped developing Classic just because we promote Connect a lot maybe in this conference. Classic is alive for sure. So go in and report ideas if you have them there. The other thing, and also as Kevin and the guys here said before, it's about user experience. That's the channel they would prefer to have it, I think, right? Forum. We are trying so hard to get this forum up and running lively. I think we're getting there almost. It's now, of course, when I took this screenshot, we had like 13 days since the last post, but typically it's not like that. It's like one post a day at least, but the forum won't be more alive than when you all and everyone else is in there and writing and being active. So we need more interaction there, but it's getting there actually. It's not a dead horse as it used to be honest. So things are happening there. What's new in the forum is we created two categories, one for Flow Classic and one for Flow Connect. As we don't have a whole lot of customers on Flow Connect, there is mere one topic there right now. But the way to get the forum lively is for you guys to go in there. It's the web address is forum.novacura.com, and you can be a lurker. You can sit there and just read and see what everyone else says, or you can interact. It's all good. But it's getting there, and I think that's the preferred way. And same with the developer, I always turn around and ask him about FlowScript question. He's like, maybe you want to put it in the forum so everyone else would know this. And I was like, yeah. So that's the one post in Flow Connect. It's a FlowScript question, actually. And then last, but yes.
There's a question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, sure. Hashim. Oh, if it's encouraging, yes, but I don't want to discourage anyone. No, it's true. We are some actually, Ivan and Johannes and others in there, like on the back end trying to provide answers if no one is answering. Yeah. We are, absolutely. And our supports are also in there and looking, and sometimes if they don't really, the first line don't really know the answer, maybe they go to us, and that's why I'm writing something. So we are there, as you say, good point there. Novacura, we are in there reading it. And sort of the last step is to file a support ticket, right? And I guess the difference is we don't give specific support. If you would have, say, you would have a very, very specific flow for your scenario and you found something, the Forum might not be able to help you because it's like a very specific case for your scenario. Then a support ticket is better. So I'd say that that's probably the way. First, go to ideas and forum and see if you can find the solution or satisfy your need of providing a feature request. And then support is like the next behind it, the next step. Which is, I mean, it's a little bit sad because only you're going to know that thing, right? It's not like everyone knows it. We want this to be a community. But yeah, thanks. Good point. All right, for training, we've been talking some about FlowScript. These blue ones, I don't know if you have been in the training platform at all. If not, reach out to me and I'll make sure you get some logins and stuff. We have 3 trainings for the classic track, pretty much Flow Studio designing, the portal, and offline workflows. And that was because we listened what you wanted, and everyone was like, I want to learn how to do offline workflows, so we created training. These trainings are self-paced, made in a manner so you can run them by yourself in your own pace. We also have teacher-led trainings. They are using this as a material, as a base for it, but then you get together in a class, probably virtually, but anyway, in a class with the teacher, you can shoot questions directly, but it's the same material. So teacher-led trainings and self-paced training are the same material, but different things. If you're brand new to Flow, I would recommend the teacher-led training, because it just makes more sense. If you have some mileage on Flow already, I think the self-paced are perfect. The blue ones are Connect trainings. We have a training for the hub, training how to create an app design, and then also a FlowScript. This is something people have been asking about a lot, a FlowScript training, so we have that for Connect. FlowScript is a little bit different in Classic than Connect, so it's not a one-to-one, but they're very similar. Anything else around the training? No? That's it?
No, I think that's it.
How many hours do we have for questions? How many minutes?
We have
We have
4.5 minutes for
questions? Come on. Yes?
Can you go back to the portal?
To the physical portal or the PowerPoint portal?
Because I have 2 questions. The first one is, are you able to change the size on where you put the KPI cards together? Can you change the size on the KPI cards now when they are in a container?
You mean split
You
them
mean
like
the
this?
individual card or?
Yes.
No, you can only change the full container.
Okay, but they will change now?
Yes.
When you change the container?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, not there because you're in production.
Yeah,
so
I
you
know, I
can't
saw
change
that,
it.
exactly. I need to go here somewhere. Is it that customer portal? Or which one is
No,
it?
go down. Now you're in the hub. Go back to the portal. Go down to your profile.
Change
No.
organization, change environment.
And yeah.
So we can do this, right? And it sticks.
Yeah, I know there's been a bug there, but you can also change the full
size of this
container
thing.
size. Yeah.
Before you weren't able to fully move
This?
everything around like you are now, right? If they stuck together and they had almost fixed size.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you set the exact size for
Like the grid pattern, you mean? So they snap to a grid, right? But it has more high resolution
I
now.
want those two to be exactly the same size, but still not the same. The tables, I mean.
The tables to be the same size?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the thing though, you need to do this. Put that there. You mean something like that?
Yeah, but like get them actually, like can you add a pixel?
No, I can't really compare them either. What do you mean?
What
No, so it's exactly, so they snap to a grid here, if you see.
No, but I mean, you can't really get them to the same size. It's only your eye to tell them.
Oh, right, yeah, I see what you mean. You would like me to like hover over and being able to compare them?
I would like to be able to like add pixels, like how big should it be?
Okay.
Little preview down below when you scale it, it's like
Exactly.
on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so you like to be able to set the size of the portlet.
Yes.
We will.
Or even copy size, like when
Yeah.
the copy option.
Yeah, that makes sense. I might be saying something that the UX won't agree with now, but we will never ever go down to full pixels.
No, but
The,
percentage or whatever
yeah.
Would be fine.
Units.
Yes.
Units,
Yes,
yeah.
anything to just get it on the same size.
Yeah,
Because
no, good point.
If you are playing with your eye, it could be mistaken.
Do you know where to put that idea?
We would also like to get your ideas actually on, you know, the format painter in Word, where you have like, you've created a portlet, like the size and everything. Like some sort of format painter from that one to that one. Or do we want a possibility to modify that on the backend, which is more what you were saying, that we could actually go into whatever data source we have that keep tracks of the sizes and just change it manually, because it goes faster to mass update there. Do we want to have something else like self-replicated portlets and just change the one and they are all slaves, the other one, you know, those kind of ideas we would love to hear, because we're sitting and talking about them because we are in the same pickle you are. Like, why can't I do this? It's funny, Malin reaches out to me, why can't I do that? It's your product.
I know.
Yes, exactly. Good answer. All right, other questions?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the change to the XML code with F7? No, no. That would be a little bit what we just discussed, maybe like being able to access the data from the background to actually access. So right now in the old portal, it's in a SQLite database, so you could actually like go in there and change the pixels manually or do stuff. That would be a little bit similar to what you say, but a flow is an XML file in a different way. The portal is not, it's not stored in an XML format in the same way. If that makes sense? Yeah.
But it is an interesting question, because as Ola said, what we've been discussing is how do you do bulk updates in an easy way? For example, like my KPI cards there now, they're blue. If I want to change it to be pink instead, I will have to go into each card and change it. And that's just annoying. I would like to go into one place and change everything in one go. So things like that are what we're trying to improve. So all your feedback is extremely welcome. But at the same time, we want to keep it as a low code. It should be easy to do things. And that's why we never ever will go into pixel mode here. It should still be sort of, as Kevin keeps telling me, it should be impossible to make the portal look ugly. And you can do that if you go down to pixel level. But,
hold my beer.
Yeah. But at the same time, it should be easy to do bulk updates and big changes in the portal. So it's, it's a...
Yeah.
slippery
And
slope.
we're not Microsoft, right? We're a small company, so we listen a lot to what you guys say. And that's probably maybe why you are here and not at the Microsoft conference. Maybe you are too, I don't know. But we do listen to you guys' input, for sure.
Yeah.
What's the procedure if you're happy with this page in test and you want to deploy it to production?
In Connect, you press the commit button, the one up there, and you can actually do it. So if you go to next, and then you add a commit message.
This is the most annoying thing about I so want to be able to commit without, so okay, I'll do one. There we go. Out of spite.
And then if you go to the other tab.
No, is it here? No, I think we changed organization, right?
No. You want to go to the hub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And if you press deployments up in the corner.
Oops.
Because now you...
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're happy with the design, you commit the design, and it's exactly the same thing when you do apps and components, that you say that you're happy, you commit it. And for apps and pages, you go into deployment eventually.
What was it you called it?
Customer portal.
Customer portal.
Yeah, and deployments. Then you get to the deploy Kanban. So here you will have all your portal pages and you will have your apps. And if you click on the context menu, the three dots.
This one? That's the one. That's
and
one
deploy to, then you can select which environment you want to deploy to. And if you click on tests, any of them, really.
Oops, what did I do? Support!
Then you can see that there will be all your committed versions available there to move into to test and production. So changes are only possible in dev. And that goes for both portal and for the apps, with some small exceptions in the portal, but we'll get to those eventually. Lukas is looking at me now because we're probably...
To add one thing.
Yeah.
You can now, I just
ideas portal where you enter. If you could type novacura.com and scroll down to the bottom to the footer, page footer, you will see all the direct links to this forum and ideas portal. Not training. It's just
Oh, sorry, my
that's your
Freudian
personal-
slip here, or my last visit page. I
It
don't know.
can be achievable from any page. And scroll down, and yeah, that down. Yeah, and here we have all the necessary helpful links. So you have forum, you have flow documentation, and also ideas as a last link. So if you don't remember the links, if you didn't take a photo of the QR code, you can always go and find it.
I think we have some of them from the studio, right? Also, don't we?
You should add them in the studio,
Yeah.
so you remember to use them.
Yeah, exactly. In Connect, we have them in Connect.
Yeah.
You saw that. See what happens.
Now we are really running over time.
Yeah, just one last thing. If you're a Connect customer or you want to be a Connect customer and you want the portal, it will be on public beta on the 8th of October. So very soon it will be available for everyone. There are still some portlets missing compared to Portal 2, but if there are portlets missing, then please get in touch and we'll let you know where in the roadmap they are being developed.
And I think these links in the studio goes to help and community. We should add ideas there as well.
Yeah.
All right?
Coffee, tea, cakes.
Yeah.